Today on the dirt bike track, we learned that when it comes to drugs, you only live once, so give them a try. Why not? Would you rather live the one life you got as a nerd or a friggin' god? My name's James.
I'm Nicole.
And this is Mostly Speaking Spider-Man. Don't worry, guys. That might have sounded like a cough, but I'm guzzling. I'm doing Edward Red 40 hands, okay? I'm guzzling back Red 40. It makes me hyper, it makes me alert, makes me aloof, and it makes me ready to fight whoever talks to me. I hope I don't have a co-host or a guest here today, or I'm gonna start punching. Punching their asses, that is, after it's lubed up. Going like this first and then make a fist.
Yeah.
I just properly showed everyone how to fist someone.
It's God's anal bead.
Uh-huh. That is the fist, okay? But actually, the God's anal bead is a prostate, I think. Because it's in there. It's like
God's
a little bead.
anal bead is Gatorade.
Gatorade.
Is it in you?
Oh, yeah. It's a whole can of Gatorade just shoved in you.
Can, yes.
A can of Gatorade.
You said can.
Oh, I said can?
did say
okay,
yes.
I meant bottle. Or I guess you could, back in the day, I think the powder came in a can.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to know what? Shove a can of powder in your ass.
Mm-hmm.
I recently saw an old can of RC Cola.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it looks like a can of sardines.
Oh, wait, what?
Everything was canned the exact same way. It's like a perfect cylinder.
Okay.
Like, there's no ribbed for your pleasure or anything like that on it. And the top is like a sardine
Okay,
can.
yeah,
top.
I knew that.
It pops straight down. It's crazy.
I thought you meant like a sardine can, like it was...
Like a rollout one.
Yeah, I thought you meant like it was shaped that way and you drank
that would kind of
from
be
a
sick.
rectangle.
Yeah.
I don't think that'd be good.
But
That's spillage.
let me introduce my co-host who might be on the Red 40 as well. You know her as Darling Homebody, but here we know her as the spoiler of mushrooms, the bricks, the emissary of hell, Jakis.
Hi.
I did a burp, and we went back to Michigan, and it reminds me of this thing that happened that I thought was the cutest thing ever, and everyone just stiff-armed Nicole. Why were you going like this?
Oh, because I waved smoke.
Oh, okay,
It was cloudy over here, so I waved it.
There better not be a chance of meatballs. So, are you looking to see if there's red 40 in that? Okay. So...
No, less than 2% of caramel color.
Okay, all right. Just caramel color.
Whatever that means.
Is that red, though?
Caramel, no.
Yeah, brown is like
No, I'm like the drink
red
itself. Can you see?
No, I don't think it is.
I'd be curious.
So, we went back to Michigan. It was Nicole's 30th a couple days ago. Ooh. And when we got there, after the Christmas celebration, we all sang happy birthday to Nicole. But as we were like, are you ready, Nicole? Nicole there's a little beat, belches, and goes, yep. And I thought it was so funny and cute. Everyone else did not react. And I was like, why? This is the equivalent of seeing a little cat do a burp and go, yeah.
And I was embarrassed because I was like, oh, wait, shit. They're everyone is watching me and I just did that.
No, I was smiling ear to ear.
Yeah.
That's my best friend. Mm-hmm. The love of my life.
Yeah.
The love of my wife as well. Because my wife loves you, Nicole. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a wife, guys. Because I'm a wife guy. I'm trying to collect them all. That's how much of a wife guy I am.
Yeah.
Ned Fulmer, get the fuck out of here. Call me when you have 5 wives, okay?
Yeah.
I hang out exclusively in Mormon crowds because those are the only wife guys I like.
Uh-huh.
They're like Ash Ketchum. He has 6 of them.
Is Ash a polygamist?
Oh, yeah, man. He's plowing Mr. Mime on the regs now.
Ew, I thought his mom was dating Mr.
Yeah, no,
Mime.
his mom
So-
is definitely fucking Mr. Mime.
Mom passed away in this scenario. So now,
Still
like,
gross.
it's kind of like when...
It's like a stepdaddy situation.
Ew.
Kind of. It's more like when your husband dies and then you marry his brother.
Ugh, that's like my least favorite military trope.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that's my just least favorite scenario.
Porn.
Would you marry my brother?
No.
All right, good. Bonnie'd have some words.
Yeah,
he's
like
not a wife,
also,
guys.
yeah. What?
Yeah.
Also, well, how similar are you and your brother?
No, I mean,
I've met your brother like once.
yeah, we've got some kooky
okay.
traits that are similar, but he is the introverted version of me.
Yeah.
Whereas I can go in the mix for a little bit to people I know, but I like being by myself, aka with my best friend who loves my wife. And you love my wife as well.
Do I?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
You say, oh, that lady, but don't you dare touch him. I say, no, she's just my wife for legal purposes.
Yeah.
Nicole,
James.
after I blow my nose,
Okay.
I will introduce our guest.
Okay.
You haven't heard him on this podcast. God, I'm back in Michigan, aren't I? My mom has a thick Michigan accent.
Does she?
Yeah, she's all, like with the A's. She's like ass. You know, like if you asked her,
that's fun.
Yeah, you have not
Yeah.
heard him on this podcast since December 1st, 2022, a full 2 years. You know him from Hit It and Crit It. You know him from this podcast as well as, actually, and you were on Bible Man, so wasn't even a mostly speaking Sentai, but it's Robbie from Hit It and Crit It.
It's me.
And if you guys are jonesing for some more Robbie content, go over on the patreon.com/MLM pod, where for $5 a month, you might hear Robbie.
You want to hear my voice. This is a beautiful, succulent voice.
Succulents, too, are like cactuses, huh?
Yeah, we got the succulent Lego set in my house.
Okay.
My housemates got it, and we built it together.
Nicole, do you have any Lego sets to speak of?
No, but I thought that one where all the leaves or something were frogs was cool.
Yeah, they have that one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the leaves
It's like
are
the
frogs.
most
All the leaves are frogs.
neurodivergent thing I've ever seen.
The most or least?
The most.
Okay. Most neurodivergent thing I've ever seen is, a guy just trying to figure out what spoon he wants.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to hear more about my spoon
No one
stuff,
cares.
tomorrow, the citizens of Townsville Z, Nicole and I, we get into a long discussion of what my favorite kind of spoon.
In what the perfect bowl is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fascinating conversation.
Now, you like a perfect bowl to spark up.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I do. Yes, I do. Speaking of drugs,
Yeah?
I only do good drugs. Let's talk about the bad ones that we saw
Okay,
today.
hell yeah, like MASH, baby.
MASH.
But before we get into this Spider-Man,
Okay.
Robbie, what's your experience in general with the web crawler?
A decent amount with Spider-Man. I think my sister's favorite superhero, if not her second favorite, it's Hulk and Spider-Man. I know
Whoa.
are up there. I always loved Spider-Man. I like him because he's in a lot of the comics that I read, I like that he was the sarcastic one.
Mm-hmm.
I like that he shit talks while he's fighting. I think that is such a cool thing that he does. It's such a cool trope. I've seen all the movies that came out in my lifetime that were significant. I watched a little bit of The Amazing Spider-Man, the animated series when I was younger. I think that was on CW.
I don't know.
It was on some cable network, but yeah, decent knowledge with the Spider-Man. I know a few of the different variants of him. This was a new one though. His background was super cool, and I said it reminds me of Miles Morales' uncle, how he gets his powers.
Which we can't confirm. We don't know how he got his powers.
If I'm remembering correctly, I feel like they were thrust on him. I think they made a chemical and gave it to him.
Okay.
You want
This
me to
wasn't-
Google it?
Yeah. This
Okay.
wasn't thrusted upon him. If he didn't get this, he would have died.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So the guy gave him the Spider X blood, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm awake now." And he's like, "Yeah, man, you're awake with powers, and that group killed your dad, so I guess the next year or so of your life is going to be taking them down."
Interesting.
And then Gara, I believe, was the alien's name, who just looked like a normal man. he died and became a spider for a little bit, and then he fully went Force Ghost.
Rat.
Imagine if Yoda got stabbed or whatever by old age. I forgot that he doesn't die via battle. And then he turns into a spider.
Okay.
And then after a movie or two, he becomes the Force Ghost.
Nicole, was I like 100% off on that over there?
If it was from like a chemical thing, like, oh, we're scientists and we need to like super soldier serum you.
I think that sounds like exactly
That
right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen that.
What do you have there for
The
Miles
Prowler.
Morales' uncle?
It
the Prowler.
says Hobie created the Prowler technology to operate as a petty thief.
Yeah, well, I think it's just
it's
technology.
just technology.
Yeah. That's what I thought he was, but I'm like, maybe the movie has a different story than...
Yeah, for some reason, like in my head, I was like, he got bit by a robotic spider, not like
Okay.
a radioactive one, but I thought they built a spider. I might just be wrong with
That sounds like a different Spider-Man's backstory.
But there are also, he has like multiple
Okay.
backstories.
'Cause the
too.
multiverse.
So he could
Yep.
still be correct.
Because
but-
this is I'm not talking about the one from the movie. It's just like I remember reading Miles Morales stuff,
Okay.
but I could be wrong. I'm notorious for mashing things into one.
MASH.
Mash.
Oh, dang. Military, artillery,
Such a
shields,
good show.
and husbandry.
Yep, that's 100% what MASH stands for. You killed it.
It also means potatoes. Nicole, have you figured anything else out?
I think I'm combining things.
All right, then we're just going to have to say, listeners out there, was Robbie right? Let us know.
Yeah, someone's gonna be like, it wasn't his uncle actually. Like,
At
it wasn't
MLM
Miles
Pod.
Morales' uncle. It was actually.
On
With-
Instagram.
Without superhuman powers, he uses technology made by the Tinkerer to aid him in his criminal pursuits.
Yeah, he's just a tech guy.
Yeah.
Prowler's a tech guy.
What if it's Miles who got it from a robotic spider? That could be it.
Yeah, he does get it. I mean, he gets bit by a spider.
But isn't it a robotic spider?
Possibly.
Yeah, because I feel like in the movie, maybe you just got the wrong family member.
Yeah, maybe it's just Miles.
Yeah, but guys, you let us know.
But
at
so
MLM
technically
Pod.
you would be correct because I also read that Miles Morales does become the Prowler
Okay.
in one timeline. So
Oh,
then you would
dang.
technically be correct.
He grows up and says,
I'm
fuck
just-
this hero life.
I feel like I can make shit up and just hide behind the multiverse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can be like, it's the Spider-Man who gets bit at a zoo, and then you just fade into the shadows and wait for somebody to pull out some
Okay,
old Spider-Man.
You don't need to actually fade into the shadow because it does make you...
Because I get quieter when I fade into the shadows.
So, Robbie,
Yeah.
this is your first experience with Toei Spider-Man. What'd you think?
I loved every second. of
Hell
it.
yeah.
The action was so much fun.
Uh-huh.
I love the scene is over now. This is the next location.
Uh-huh.
I love the hard cuts. It makes me giggle, and like the fighting is fun. Like they're flying through the air and there's no blood. Like you get shot and you fall off balance and then you get shot again and then you do a backflip. I love like those tropes and stuff. I never get sick of them. I think it's really fun. I love the use of hard cuts in old stuff like this, where it's like, we're going to have a guy draw back a bow, and then we're just going to shove an arrow into the wall next to Spider-Man, and he's like 2 inches to the left from where he was before, and it's awesome. I love it. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun.
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah, this was a good episode, though.
Yeah. I believe the detective guy, he does come back for one more episode.
Yes.
So I'm pumped for that because it was a very good character.
I was like, is this a superhero I'm not known for?
No.
I wish he had his own comic book series. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
It would be tight if a nice... why did I say tight? I never say that.
Because you're high as hell.
Okay, I'm
brother.
not as hell. So it would be awesome if in Spider-Boy or one of the Spider-Verse comics, they introduce like more of the characters from this show. And if they include this guy in there, hell yeah. And that guy that I'm talking about, his name is
El Kabong.
Tachibana.
He has a great singing voice.
Oh yeah, very good. So Nicole said, who's he's that Hanna-Barbera character. I go, I say, quick draw McGraw. You go, oh yeah, El Kabong. I was like, well, Nicole, El Kabong and quick draw are the same person. And Nicole goes, well, that's not confusing. It's just like Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Sure.
They dive into that in Jellystone. He's quick draw while teaching them, and then they'll see him as El Kabong, and they're like, whoa, he's so cool.
Yeah.
Man, if you're not watching Jellystone, guys, go check that out on Max. We got to rewatch it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Because he has the hat,
Oh, yeah.
the scarf thing,
He fights with a guitar. Bing, bing,
cape.
bing. Uh-huh.
Well, he doesn't really have a cape.
It's
more
like
of
a poncho,
poncho.
Yeah.
which is
but-
even cooler.
Yeah.
What, or is it Baba Louie who has a poncho? But it's also like Baba Louie is kind of like his kid. So like he even has a sidekick. Except
Yeah.
Baba Louie can talk. This kid, for most of
Doesn't,
it, cannot.
yeah.
Which is preferred. I think that's like the best way to film a child actor.
Yeah.
Is to be like he's shell shocked. He's not a bad actor. He's shell shocked. He can't talk. He's showing no expression because he's upset.
Yeah. And you were saying every year a child grows older, they just like get
Twice as good as an
better.
actor. Yeah.
It is super weird when like a 6-year-old is a fantastic actor. You're like, how are you pulling these emotions? This doesn't make sense.
Yeah, dude, who the fuck is that? The person that plays Mary Jane in Spider-Man.
Oh, Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, her child acting in Interview with a Vampire is insane.
I should have watched it with you guys.
It's so fucking good.
All right.
It's rare to find like a good child actor.
Well, I would say real quick, like 20 years ago, yes, but recently child actors are hitting a little bit harder.
Sure. That's super fair to say. Yeah.
You were watching?
Harry Potter. And like looking back, and I'm like, these kids are young. Like in the first one, like they're young. Because you're a kid when you first see it.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can do that. And like now a little bit older, I look at them, I'm like, this is like really impressive what they were doing. Like I see why this series, like it would have hit off great anyway, but like you can't deny the amazing acting that was done beyond behind it from such young kids.
Yeah.
Like that's incredible.
Which the inverse of that there are a lot of like Harry Potter clones of movies trying to like, let's do some of the keywords in our title that are kind of Harry Potter-esque. So kids will be like, yeah, you want to know what? This must be another Harry Potter. And they're just always trash.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is good. They're actually, you want to know what? It's trash minus the transphobia, you know?
Yeah.
So you want to know
you don't
what?
know. You don't know that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know that, but it's not outward.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Stephen Phillips in the magical stone.
Owl. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. No one there is coming to my mind as a bad person.
Yeah.
So, guys, that's what I'm saying. Instead of watching Harry Potter, let's watch some of these clones. Or just watch a trauma movie.
A what?
A trauma, like Toxic Avenger, watch that.
Or just like watch it in a way that the person who made it won't get royalties.
Yeah. Go on someone's Plex
Watch
server.
the DVD that you already bought.
Yeah. Buy it secondhand.
I gotta get it on Blu-ray though.
You can probably get it.
Okay, thank God. I can't be watching DVD anymore. Unless it's on a Blu-ray player.
Okay.
Or on a CRT.
Okay.
On a VHS DVD combo.
Oh, okay.
I'm nutting in my panty loafers right now. Thinking about a DVD VCR combo.
I'm surprised you haven't tried to like at the comic shop like hook up the TV that's in there and like play random shit.
I don't have fucking time for that. Also, like, I guess if we do have like Batman DVDs and we have a bunch of copies of The Matrix on DVD for a specific reason. And I guess I could play those and people would be interested, but also it's going to have that
Yeah.
noise that everyone else can't hear, but I can.
Yeah, it's
So I'm
autism.
like, no, I got good ears.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What do you think? I have superpower hearing?
No, it's called tinnitus.
Everyone with autism has superpowered hearing.
Do you know about that Sia movie music? That everyone was like, oh, this is really offensive to autistic people.
Oh, when she plays like an autistic person?
No, Maddie Ziegler she pretty much forces this young woman to play someone with nonverbal autism. And
it's not bad. It's fucking offensive.
Yeah.
Like you think it's going to be like, oh, this is like, it has some problematic stuff in it, but it's just like, it feels like
she does like the open jaw, eyes glazily look in the air.
Hold on. No. I will say her performance is the least offensive thing. Because
Really?
everyone, how they treat autistic
it's how
people is terrible.
It's how they treat her.
To the point where like why can't Evasive on YouTube, you should watch Evasive. You would love her stuff. She just sits down like different either queer people or like neurodivergent people. So like, let's have lesbians watch Chasing Amy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like they did that with this music movie and they were saying, how did I get looped into this? What were we just talking about? I know it was the movie we were just talking about.
It was how people were like reacting to her or treating her.
Maybe were you going to bring up how they were like, hey, don't do this. This is fucking dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Like a lot of people were saying that because they just say like, yeah, when they start like panicking, hold them down.
Tackle them onto the ground.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's bad, guys. And, oh, yes, this is where I was going.
Okay.
Maddie Ziegler's character just becomes
a prop is what they said, yeah.
And kind of like kinetic background because the story like rarely revolves around her.
Yeah, it's not about her.
Yeah, it's bad. But Spider-Man, let's get into it.
Yeah.
But no, there's like a thing, like, because, you know, I'm like reading comments on posts and stuff, and people are always like, why can I always hear the electronics in the room and no one else can?
Because I got superpower hearing.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what they say about music.
But yes, in music, they were like, oh, music, she has to wear headphones because she has like super hearing. And we were like, are you fucking serious?
Like, it's not, it's just like a sensitivity to noise, which I mean... Is that why I always wore headphones? Or was it just to drown out the depression?
I don't know.
That feels like someone put on Split and they were like, this is exactly what multi-personality is.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved Split, but halfway through that movie, I was like, all right, this is not about multi-personality. This is something different. Mm-hmm. And once you kind of get over that, you're better. But I get why the movie toys with it, because it kind of has to. Like, you have to root fiction somewhere for it to be tangible and fun. That's what I love about American Horror Story, is like, you can see the reality in all of it. Like, you're like, oh, I've heard about that case. Or like, I know what they're trying to portray here kind of thing.
Especially when they show aliens.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, well, I've seen these guys.
In New York that I was talking about, a lot of the scenes take place in the bathhouse. And I'm like, this is Dahmer all over it. Like, this just screams Dahmer because like he's going to the gay bars and going to places and one of the guys escapes. And I'm like, oh, this is obviously inspired by Dahmer kind of thing.
Except he was in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm. Well, but I also with American Horror Story, I feel like they just do that with like every season.
Well, just how I was saying, like, it's obviously the AIDS epidemic, but like AIDS isn't just like ruining their immune system. Like, it is linked with another disease, essentially. Like, you get AIDS and you get sick with it, essentially. Okay. It's like a super AIDS.
Damn.
But yeah, but like, yeah, like good fiction is rooted in truth. You know what I mean? Like, it has to have something tangible to it.
Yeah.
When will it be, I'm sorry.
What?
When will it be AIDS 64? Because, you know, Nintendo,
like Nintendo?
Super Nintendo.
Super, yeah, got it.
AIDS Switch.
Yeah. AIDS Wii, AIDS Wii U, AIDS Cube. The GameCube doesn't work.
AIDS Cube.
Game?
Game AIDS.
Yeah.
No, the GameCube doesn't work because it's not like the Nintendo GameCube. It was just the GameCube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Nintendo Wii, you know, you heard people say that. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. This episode, rundown. What the fuck's happening here? There's a drug called MASH, and it's made by mushrooms, and it's more like potent and more of a better choice than what's going on right now, which was TDI, which I don't know what it is. I don't know what that acronym is, or paint thinner. I'm like, was that a drug of choice in Japan?
When they said that, I also was like intrigued by it, but I was wondering if is probably the access of drugs, I assume, was probably not easy. Like in America, you get drugs from like the street, from like your shady friend. I don't think that's how drugs work out there.
Okay.
So I think that was probably huffing was probably something that they could like the kids would understand.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking, like, it's so illegal out there and it's so expensive. If you're using drugs, you're already a criminal. In countries like that, like Japan and China, if you're using drugs, you're already a criminal. While in America, there's just dudes who, like, do crack.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's just a huge amount of teenagers who are just, like, smoking pot.
Yeah.
So I don't think they had access to those kind of drugs, so it was probably a way to introduce that concept.
Maybe. I found out what TDI means. It means tug and dong internally.
Yeah, all I could find was time dependency indication or something. Like,
that's a hell of a drug.
But it's not a drug. It's like the amount of time it takes for it to go through your system or something.
Oh, so like once it's in, maybe it stays, is what they were trying to say?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't
like you
either.
do it once and you're addicted forever.
Hell yeah. So then Spider-Man finds this guy with a guitar and his kid, and he's like, you shouldn't be bringing this kid out on these missions, you know, people are getting killed. And he's like, no, man, my kid's an amnesiac. Got to remind him of the person who killed his mom. Maybe don't, you know?
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious seeing like this child like standing in the doorway while he just beats the shit out of five dudes.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Maybe don't. I'm saying like your child doesn't remember his mother being murdered in front of him. You don't like just say like, hey, this is who you are. And it's only maybe 7 years of a life to remember, to have memories of. As an adult, I don't remember like 6 and below that much. But, you know, something might have happened to shake that out of me. But you want to know what? That's my mind saying I don't need to know of anything.
You don't need
then.
it. You don't need it.
So yeah, guys, it's perfectly fine if you got a doy kid who got doyed by seeing something traumatic to just leave him being doy. This is I believe a Death to Squids thing where I'm just saying like, yeah, I'm a little doy kid.
No, because I was there.
Okay. I don't remember where. No, I think I've brought up doy kid to you as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But now it's just a shorthand to be like, you know, James he couldn't read and shit.
Yeah.
He's a little doy kid. Doy. Just walking around saying, hey, can I eat this worm? Will you think I'm cool? Doy.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, look at this.
Ew.
I can make myself puke by sniffing up snot into the back of my throat. Doy. You know, I was a dumbass.
We skipped a slight thing.
Oh, this is just a quick rundown.
Oh, okay,
that's never quick.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. It's never quick.
Oh, you're welcome.
What the fuck?
So then they find the dude who made the mash. It's Amazonas and a mushroom guy who's just like pushing him out of him. And they take him down, Spider-Man. So let's go no by no, baby.
Yeah.
This guy's just like rolling and shooting. This guy with the banjo, he's just like rolling around, just perfectly aiming, going dish, dish, dish to all these people.
Yeah, literally rolling on the ground and hitting them accurately.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff.
He's so good with that gun. It's a cool gun as well. It's a really cool gun.
Oh, yeah, and they're shooting just tin cans, and they're really shooting those tin cans. And the kid comes up, and he just says, like, A-okay, you got them all, Dad.
Yep. He's like, perfect accuracy.
But he doesn't seem always doy because sometimes he's like clapping when his dad catches a fish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, does he just not talk? Is he completely a blank slate? Or
I think it's probably one of those something exciting needs to be happen to get pulled out of it for a moment.
Like he's in a trance.
This is the part. The kids should be on MASH.
excuse.
Yeah, because then he's like, oh, hey, I'm like alert. Hell yeah, life's good. I'm dancing till I'm dead.
But then he might put
But then
on a
you
Playboy
die.
jacket and stab someone for saying hi to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That dude.
that
That's
was
weird.
the best.
Yeah,
He's like, what you say to me?
it's weird because that's MASH, but also, hey, let's go to a disco and dance till we die. It's
Yeah.
all MASH. Or, hey, let me go on a motorcycle and ram it into another car. And then it's like, the police officer, the chief goes, well, he's got to be suicide, you know?
I will say this. If any drug were to pertain to all three of those scenarios, it would be Molly.
Okay, let's do some Molly.
I could see someone dancing themselves to a heart attack on Molly. I could see someone freaking out and attacking a stranger on Molly. And I can see someone driving a motorbike and not realizing what they were doing.
Okay, get on away.
Thank you for that. That was amazing. I wish I had that every time I told a story, just James doing sound effects in the background. So I got to the doctor's office.
Paging Dr. Malice. Paging Dr. Malice. There is one. Go to listen. Oh man, I forget the name of the Naughty by Nature song. There's a Naughty by Nature song that starts out with like doctor noises, and there's one that's like paging Dr. So-and-so, paging Dr. So-and-so.
Oh,
And it's in
yeah.
everything. So it like was
Paging
baked in.
Dr. Beat. Emergency.
No,
Emergency.
not that.
Not that?
No,
Oh, that's
no.
what I was
It's
thinking
like
of.
a literal, like, you, on Scrubs, I've heard it. On all, like, when you go into a doctor's office from like 1990 to like the 2000s,
Okay.
in movies, you would hear that track, and because I listened to that song so often, it was baked into my head. So when it started popping up, like someone needs on
It's the
IMDb,
Windhelm scream of hospitals.
that's what I was gonna say. On IMDb, all the Wilhelm screams are in the trivia. Hey, Wilhelm scream at this point. This hospital thing should have it.
You should do it.
Oh, I don't have that kind of time.
We should do it.
Okay, I had about half the time it would take to do this.
Yeah. All right.
So we're introduced to the shroom guy. He's just like a man of mushrooms.
Oh, for my Warhammer fans out there, he just looks like a Plague Marine.
Okay, hell yeah.
He looks exactly like a Plague Marine.
All right. So he's like, oh, yeah, I'm making mash over here. I got to give you some mushrooms. He's pulling off from himself. But then we see a zoom up of like Playtex skin and then a mushroom being like forced through it.
It's
Yeah.
really gross.
And Nicole goes, ugh. And I say, oh, don't worry. It's not going to happen again. And then immediately, because I knew more, it happened more.
But yeah, he looks like, oh, dude, yeah, he looks like the Plague from the Plague Marines.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know about this Warhammer 40K.
I'm going to pull a picture out after
Okay.
this to show you so you can be like, yeah, that's what it looks like.
to say, hell yeah, brother. That's one of them wonkies.
You nailed it.
Hey, doy kids out there, go check out Warhammer.
When our sushi western cowboy
Yeah.
is fighting everyone, he holds a guitar to someone's neck
Uh-huh.
like it was a samurai, like it had a point, like he holds someone at will, like at bay with his guitar. That slayed me. It was so like it's at his neck and he's like held over his desk, and I'm like, this is amazing.
It rules.
I want to hold a blunt object to someone's neck.
Just get like what's it called? I guess, would a sledgehammer work?
No, it has to be bigger and
Okay.
bulkier. Like
like,
the
bigger
guitar is
than-
ridiculous. Like it's like holding a folding chair to somebody.
Or what about a a circular saucer sled?
Yeah,
I like hold that
like a
to
tube
someone.
sled.
yeah.
But not by the edges, by like the concave point. Just say, yeah, I'm keeping you down. Nicole, what was your sled of choice? Did you like an inner tube, one with the like metal blades on the bottom?
No, not
Or
that.
a saucer one?
Probably a saucer, or the ones where you can just fully like sit down and your legs are straight out.
Did you like the roll-up ones that like...
No, those are trash.
Yeah, those scared me.
The roll up ones.
Yeah, they're ones that are like
It's just like a sheet of plastic.
yeah, like a yoga mat style.
Oh
but
yeah, I
like,
know what you're talking
yeah.
about. Those are like for slides. Those are for like plastic slides.
No, you need a cloth for plastic slides, I thought.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. It's like a potato sack.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, it's like the same thing.
Yeah. Would you go sledding in Chicago?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My
Okay.
dad had what you were just referring to, like the big one with the blades on the bottom.
Okay.
We had one of those.
Bobsled.
A bobsled. Thank you. I was trying to think of the name of it. Yeah, we had one of those. We used to take turns. It was sick.
I was terrified of those.
The nice thing is that you put your hands above the blades and under your own ass.
Yeah, but still, I don't look, because what if I slip and it flies out ahead of me and it chops some kid's head off?
Well, that's not you. It's
Well,
going,
then
it's
I
going
become
ahead
a
of you.
doy kid again.
It's going ahead of you.
I'm all shell shocked.
I definitely remember getting like rammed into by someone and then like fucked up my cheek or something.
Yeah. You got to be careful out there, guys.
At the blockhouse.
The blockhouse?
Yeah, dude.
That seems
You never went sledding
No,
there?
because that's dangerous as
So
hell.
close to the road.
Yes.
It's so
It's just
close
this
to
hill
the
that,
road.
like, I think we went there once. I was like, man, skateboarding or sledding here would be terrible. Like, it seems like it would be cool, but no. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking about a hyper-specific location in Muskegon, Michigan, the Blockhouse.
Where like you look at it and you're like, oh, that place is definitely haunted.
Yeah. Or
Ooh.
that place,
And you can go inside.
Teenagers are just finger banging in there.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Smoking weed and finger banging.
Most haunted places are full of that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, as a kid, or not a kid, as a teen, would you have been like, hey, I want to go make out in this place that we're pretty sure is haunted?
Yeah.
No.
It's part of the fun, isn't
Yeah,
it?
some people are like that.
No.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's this little patch of woods if we need a
Oh.
secluded area.
That's so interesting. Now that I think about it, I wonder if that's like signs of me being kinky.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't want to just make out in a park. We got to go somewhere scary. Like I wonder if there was like a part of me that
Title
was
of-
drawn to that.
The episode.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kinky as well, but I'm not like, hey, a maniac could be in here. I don't want to go to Doom Asylum to like rub oil on a lady who keeps calling me her mom.
Then are you really kinky?
Yeah. I like getting pee-peed on.
We're getting pee-pee.
I'm kinky.
Robbie's like, that's tame.
No, it's not.
It's actually where I draw my line. I think that's where my first line gets drawn, hilariously enough.
You're like, if you're a squirter, you better have a catheter in,
It's
okay?
like blood is okay, but don't wee anywhere. That's gross.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and then after he holds someone at will with a guitar, he lights a stick of dynamite.
Uh-huh.
And in an office building, you'd think someone would have scissors to cut the wick.
Yeah.
That's been going for like a minute now.
Uh-huh.
And no one does.
Instead, they just hot potato it.
They just hot potato it to each other.
and then
Yeah,
it
'cause you
becomes
pan it.
like a smoke bomb. And then they're like, oh, okay, it was a firework that he got me.
Yeah. He also realized it was a firework before it became a firework. The wick
No.
wasn't all the way down, and it was just smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I
the
think-
wick wasn't all the way down.
Well, he must have thought like, oh, it should have been blown up by now. I don't know. It would have been funny if he's like, oh, it's a firework.
Yeah.
That's some like Top Gun
Yeah.
level of
Well, That's like throwing a
jokes.
grenade at someone. Yeah, they pick it up and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it's a dud." And like 2 seconds later, it goes
Yeah.
off. Like they put it in their pocket and then it goes off.
And the kill count in this episode is dozens of people. There's this
It's
show.
nearing a John Wick film, and it's a fourth of the time.
This show has so many people dying in it that I'd love to do a kill count to figure out how many people on screen die.
I want to do a kill count. How many people die on screen, and then how many people die in front of that kid's son?
Oh yeah. But monsters don't count, I don't think.
He's like, he's
Fair.
He's
Well,
traumatized.
do those duck people? Are those monsters?
I think they're monsters.
Okay, they're not
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah.
like Batman villains. Where like our boss is the Penguin, so we're
No.
gonna dress up as the Penguin.
Because the villains are from a different planet, so I mean they aren't humans, is what I'll say.
Okay.
They're some species of an alien race. Space Ghost has probably gone toe to toe with them.
Oh, and then Spider-Man gets lost in the forest, and a freaking spider makes a web with an arrow pointing to where he has to go. That was I out loud when the spider told him.
Uh-huh.
It was awesome.
But didn't you at first you were like, haha, the spider's gonna give him directions, and then it did, and you're like, wait, what?
I did, yeah. I called it right as they were showing it, and then like they did the outline of the arrow, and I was like, oh no way, the spider actually shows where to go.
Yeah. Which is weird because usually he can talk to spiders, I thought.
I was anticipating him to. Like when he looked at it, I was like, all right. And then he thanked him, which I thought was adorable. I was like, that's awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Spider.
But also like spidey senses.
Yeah, that was going to be my next point.
Yeah.
Is the spidey sense, unless it's like literal, it is a spider's sense. You are sensing the spider and the spider is telling you what to do.
Like you can hive mind with spiders.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually we've been trying to figure out like what spider sense would be. And I think hive minding with spiders is the best thing.
Ew.
Assuming there's always a spider in the room.
Yeah. Or there's just spiders like in the wall or whatever, and they have spatial awareness.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think spider sense has a lot to do with like the spider being in its web. It doesn't have to see you to feel you. And I think the concept of Spider-Man is like your web is your surrounding.
Okay.
It's like your aura.
Just like Madam Web, she sees the webbings of times throughout the multiverse.
So cool. It's so cool. I love Madam Web.
I wish the movie would get a sequel. The movie ruled.
I was expecting Multiverse to bring in Madam Web.
Yeah.
Because like for
That's
obvious
her thing.
reasons. Like, yeah, I was really surprised Multiverse didn't bring her in.
Well, it eventually does. Like at the end, she's talking about like, oh, I'm seeing the strands and all that. But yeah, it is weird that the multiverse stuff didn't
start with her.
Yeah.
Almost.
Where it's like, hey guys, I'm Madam Web.
Yeah, I would have actually would not hate it if like the first Spider-Man movie with Miles Morales was like introed Madam Web and then just never brought her back.
Yeah.
Like that almost would have been cool if we got like 6 minutes with Madam Web and then introduced Miles. And it was just like, and that's how everything works, you know?
Yeah.
They could have saved time not explaining the string theory and the multiverse theory.
Yeah.
They could have narrated the shit out of that.
We got a new wig change from Amazonas. It's just like black. It's not good.
Instead of bright red.
I thought it was pink.
Dude, no.
Okay, all right, I'll believe you. And then this guy that the cowboy thought was the one who killed his wife, the leader of this supposed drug ring, the kid looks and he's still just a doy kid. And
stop saying that.
I was one, he is one, okay? We are together, doy. And he's like, dang it. Like, he's so upset that this now dead man isn't the person who, because he's like, I still have to keep figuring this out. It would suck. And then this guy dies in a wine cellar. And I was thinking, what rich room would you want to die in?
Ooh.
Because like, oh, do you want to die in your bedroom? Yeah, everyone has a bedroom if they like have just an apartment.
Sure.
So I am wondering, what rich room would you want to die in? I think mine would be home theater.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. I immediately thought like a private library.
Oh.
Like a room where there's like scotch and like cigars and like books everywhere. That's what I was picturing.
A bad climate to be smoking a cigar is your library.
But that's where they smoke them for some reason.
Nicole?
Oh boy. Like a sauna.
Okay, see, no, a sauna would be bad because if you're not found immediately, you're just like a bloated corpse.
You're mushy.
Yeah.
That's true.
Too bad.
Oh, dang, no,
what if
Nicole.
I rat out and I make all the books smell bad?
No, because
I also assume there's a campfire in the room for some reason, like
why
a private
campfire?
study. Because a private study always has a campfire.
Wouldn't it be a fireplace fire?
Yeah, you're
Not
right.
a campfire.
Yeah. That's
Man, you gotta have a campfire in your
100%
study.
what I meant. Just
A hearth going.
We got a spit roast in the middle of the library.
Yeah, we're making s'mores, while reading Dickinson. So, sauna's bad, Nicole.
Okay.
Well, you're gonna be dead. You don't have to worry about it.
I have to.
You're
I
being
gotta
real selfish
carry
where
her
she
out.
wants to die.
I gotta carry her out and be like, no. She's just, every time I squish her, just like water goes out of her pores.
Ew.
And it's stinky. Oh, that's what I was
Fine,
going to
I'll
say.
die in the greenhouse.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
Fertilize them.
Yeah.
Oh, even better.
I'll die in whatever room all the cats are and they can eat my flesh.
Okay. The catadashery? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a haberdashery.
Yep.
I was going to say, your corpse wouldn't make the book smell that bad because, again, you have been smoking cigars.
True.
Like, there's a layer of tobacco stain.
Of tobacco soot.
Yeah, that's
You
keeping
think
it.
that's gonna
Yeah.
keep out the rot?
Yeah, because you're not going to be in there that long.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks,
like,
man.
people know you. They'd be checking up. They're like, oh, man, he's probably, let's just hope. Let's hope he wasn't in the study, studying his vintage pornography. How would he die there?
Oh, no.
Just a belt,
There's a belt around my neck.
Belt around your neck, cigar hanging out of your mouth.
Whiskey stains down my pants.
Still have a rock hard erection.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I want the corners to have something to carry me by.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a handle.
Yeah, you hold that and then shove fingers up the butt. You hold it like that.
Wow.
Or you just play light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Yeah.
That's how people should be carrying stuff upstairs.
Like a bowling ball with a suction cup.
Yeah. It is wild. Like construction workers, you don't need these large cranes. Just a bunch of you guys get in PJs. Circle around this like bunch of material.
This big ass I-beam.
Yeah. 2 fingers underneath the pallet, both hands, light as a feather, stiff as a board. Oh, it's rising. And then you just walk it up.
That would take forever.
I mean, when my dad and we should have been doing this. My dad and it would have been a lot quicker, light as a feathering, stiff as a boarding, because you can like run while you're light as a feathering. Because it's light as a feather. We would have been able to get our materials up quicker, but for a whole building, you probably wouldn't want to do that. Mm-hmm. They should get a bunch of Gundam to light as a feather, stiff as a board, just an entire building.
I'm still picturing construction workers in onesies.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a good image.
Or like, a Powerpuff Girls. I think I'm thinking of your Powerpuff Girl. You had pajamas of that nature. Or
Maybe.
I'm just thinking of the Halloween costume you had. The bottom, like the shirt and pants looked like pajamas.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of them in those pajamas. Powerpuff Girl pajamas from the Big and Tall store, of course.
With a fake plastic mask.
No, you don't want the mask.
It's really creepy.
Yeah, even though your eyes are closed, you still want to be able to see. And then we get this guy with a guitar gun.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
Because you said, oh man, that gun he has is so cool. I was like, that's not even the coolest gun in this episode. And then he like starts strumming on his guitar in front of Amazonas after his son's like, Dad, I'm no longer Toei. And then he's like, these are the ones who killed Mom. And then he's like, sounds like he's about to do a sad song, turns his guitar over.
It's awesome. It's so cool.
Oh, would you influence a blank slate amnesiac? Like, would you feed them like, yeah, they weren't actually going to send me to space camp, but, I'll say that they were pondering about it. Like, they kind of wanted to see me in space camp.
What?
So then this amnesiac,
Ooh.
the amnesiac, I'm like telling the amnesiac, like, let's say it was my mom, and my mom was like, I will never bring you to space camp, but then she gets doyed, and then I'm like, yeah, like, we were planning a trip for me to go to space camp. Would you do that to an amnesiac? Maybe not that level of it. Maybe, like you say, you love olives, even though they don't, just to see them squirm.
No.
Okay, Robert.
I'm trying to think. I feel like it'd be funny to tell him something that like doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, like teaching them the months backwards. That'd be silly.
Oh yeah.
Like teaching them like the wrong animals. That'd be kind of fun.
You said months backwards?
Yeah.
Okay, no, that would affect them. Except in June, maybe. No, because they're like, oh yeah, I'm writing on my checks December 1st, 2025.
Yeah.
And they're like, huh? Yeah,
January?
I can't cash this yet.
Yeah, that'd be so funny.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
I guess.
Or give your kid an accent.
Oh, that would be good. You say, you talk like this, governor. And your name is Governor. My ex named him. I hated the name Cliff.
Also, when we first got introduced to them, I thought we were flashing back in time.
Oh.
Because they were just like cowboys, and they got like an old World War I Jeep.
Oh, yeah.
And then they just drove into downtown Tokyo, where there's just businessmen and like Fords.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was silly.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, throughout this entire episode, they look out of place. Like, they look out of time.
I think they're just supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool character design. Like, I'm sad that that's not like, a dude that I can go and buy a comic book.
Yeah.
Because I would totally... If that was his whole shtick, if his son never got cured, and if it was just like, I have a silent boy with me, and he's just like... And he nods when I do good stuff. And I'm a super badass cowboy.
He could now be like a Silent Bob type character where he only speaks when it's poignant. And I think that would be funnier.
Yeah.
Of this stoic kid. And then, you know, Spider-Man's like, think we have to... My sister and my maybe girlfriend might die. And then he's like, hey, Spider-Man, calm down. Here's what we're going to do. And then just does this like amazing speech. And Spider-Man's like, damn, kid.
Or they pull a Penn and Teller.
Okay.
You
Where
know?
he just doesn't talk.
Yeah, but like he's silly still.
Oh, okay.
Like it doesn't have to be like shitty that he doesn't talk. Like he could be doing a lot of cool stuff.
You're
still.
saying he could still be a little doy?
He'll be a little
All
doy
right.
still.
Robbie?
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on today's episode?
I had so much fun.
Hell
this
yeah.
was such a great episode. This
All
was a
right.
really fun episode. And thanks for choosing the drug one for me. I appreciate it.
It was completely happenstance. So, Spider-Man, how he usually gets his superpowers is he's bit by a radioactive spider.
Yeah.
So, if that were the case for you, you get bit by a radioactive animal and you get some of that animal's powers or something similar to it. What animal would you want to be bitten by? What powers would that give you? And how would you use them to take down the Iron Cross Army?
Ooh. Probably octopus.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because they have a lot of unique properties within their own. Like if you choose tiger, you're just going fast.
Yeah.
If you're choosing gorilla, you're just strong. But like octopi have so many unique properties to them. Like you could turn invisible. That'd be cool. You could throw ink at people.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
You could be a real good drummer.
Anything I could put my finger through, I could put my whole body through.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's a lot of cool stuff with them. You know,
Like my skull can
I
collapse.
can rearrange my organs inside my body.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I would do that, but I could.
No,
You could fuck with the doctor.
No, to take down the Iron Cross Army, they're like, we're going to shoot you right in the heart to see you die
And I
slow.
put in my foot.
Yeah, they shoot that and you're like, haha, I put my intestines right there, so like it shoots right through the intestine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think octopus. I think they have a lot of like cool shit going on with them already, you know?
You could like suction cut people and thwip them away.
Oh yeah, maybe I could get 8 arms. If I wound up with extra arms from it, I'd be all right with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think your outfit would allow you to have extra arms, but you yourself wouldn't have extra arms.
Oh, you I would just have like strains hanging from the side, sleeves hanging from the side.
If you think about like Spider-Man, you know, spiders have 8 arms.
yeah.
That's true. And he doesn't get all the extra arms.
Yeah.
Oh wait, but I'm saying like when you're in your suit, like it's mechanical arms that you can, not just sleeves.
Like Doc Ock.
Yeah.
I was picturing just sleeves down the side, and I'm like,
No.
that'd be hilarious. That'd be an amazing costume.
2 extra sleeve holes. So it's you have 8 legs.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah, dude. We did it. Hooray, Valesimo. Robbie, do you have anything you want to plug, shout out, whatever?
Dude, shout out to the new year. You can find me on Missing Letter on Instagram. That's MISINGLETER. Besides that, I know me and James talked about wanting to do D&D more, so fucking keep track of that. Watch old stuff of James. It's all fun. It's all good. Watch old stuff of me. It's fun and good.
Nicole?
Hi, as always, follow Darling Homebody on all the social medias and visit darlinghomebody.com.
Hell yeah. Hey guys, listen to my music under Marshland Monster. And head over to all our other podcasts real quick. Wherever you're listening to this, you can listen for free to the Marshland Media podcast feed, which includes right now Death to Squids, which is an ongoing series with Jose and I. We'll be starting the Highlander movie series soon. Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling with Sean and I going through all of Lucha Underground. That's been a blast. And our now defunct show, which Robbie was on because we got done with all of it. Shuffling the Deck, the definitive introductory ICP playlist podcast.
That was so much fun.
You're on with The Calm.
Yes, I was on with Becca as well.
That was a fun time.
That was a really fun time, actually.
Go listen to that. Go listen to Sweet Child of Time with Steve Barnes and I. Wheel of Time Season 3 starts in a couple months. We will be covering all of it. And head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single Friday. This Friday is the aforementioned Citizens of Townsville Z with Nicole and I. You better believe that's a good spoon talk, baby. Now, I really wish I could eat some ice cream, but I can't. So you get all of that plus a monthly bonus exclusive content in the form of straight to Patreon if you're a $10 patron, okay? And you get shout outs on every... Oh, wait. Real quick, we had a special guest for a watch-along of Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. It was Sean from Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, Torchyberry, a.k.a. Pearl, and my mother. We all watched Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer.
That's awesome.
She talks about, birthing me, not birthing me, but, like being a mother to me a little bit. So if you want to hear some more stuff about me, head over there. But $10 patrons also get their name shouted out in every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z, The Waz, Orion, my Bickle brother in common law, Joshua, Jake, Steve Barnes, A Sweet Child of Time, my mother, Lil Corey's BFF and now former roommate Shane, twitch.tv/Core Winning. It's Corwin from This Movie's Gay, which is also available wherever podcasts are found. From the Rom Complex, as well as Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, it's twitch.tv/R2 Shelby2. And from Speed Radio, a podcast all about Sonic the Hedgehog, it's Zinny D, a.k.a. Tay. And I've been James.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Robbie.
And we've been Mostly Speaking Sentai. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCollum. For more content, please visit MLMpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today. Oh, yeah.